Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I recently saw the movie Passengers, which stars Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, and I definitely enjoyed it. I do like the story. It's got a very well written storyline, and then of course the CGI effects definitely add something extra to the overall atmosphere, I guess you could say. It's of course heavy on sci-fi. It's got a very big sci-fi element to it, but at the same time, it does also have a big romantic element to it. It takes place sometime in the distant future, and it begins at the point in which I guess you could say mankind has already begun colonizing other planets, mostly because the population here on Earth has gotten out of control, I guess you could say, to the point where it gets overcrowded, and eventually, because of the overcrowding, everything becomes overpriced. So a number of people start volunteering to colonize other planets. One of those other planets is called Homestead, I believe. And so something like 5,000 people volunteer to colonize this other planet, and they get aboard, they're put aboard this ship, and they're put into a kind of hibernation. So they're supposed to be in hibernation for a period of 120 years, and for the most part, their journey goes pretty smoothly until something happens and it causes a lot of the different functions on the ship start to, I guess you could say, malfunction. And Chris Pratt's character has woken up too early. In fact, I think you could say something like he's woken up about 90 years too early. And it takes him a while to figure out that he's the only one who was woken up early. And he kind of freaks out, he panics a little bit, which is understandable. I think I kind of would if I was in a similar situation. And so after about a year or so of him being the only person, really the only awake, the only person awake on this ship, he gets really lonely. So he decides to wake up another passenger who is played by Jennifer Lawrence. And her character is, I believe, Aurora Lane. She's supposed to be some kind of writer or aspiring writer. She's also the daughter of a very well-known writer back on Earth. So he wakes her up, and he doesn't tell her that he was the one who woke her up, but he does tell her that he was woken up early the year before, and and also that it's likely that she was also woken up early too. So they naturally begin to forge a kind of friendship, and then eventually it evolves into a kind of romantic relationship, and of course eventually she does find out that he was the one who woke her up early, and she is obviously super pissed off about it. So then there's a period in which they go for, I would say, I don't know, maybe months at a time without speaking to each other. And yeah, things kind of go from there, and they find out more about the ship's technology, and then they find out because of the fact that eventually more stuff start breaking down, and eventually they figure out why everything is malfunctioning, and they're also at the same time then they're eventually forced to repair everything, or at least repair the main source of all of these malfunctions. So again, I will say I definitely enjoy this movie, but also it wasn't really quite what I expected. I would say definitely the romantic element kind of outweighs the sci-fi element a little bit. It's definitely, I would say, more of a, I guess you could say, a slight character study. But I mean, more so than an actual movie with like a very particular plot to it, because everything takes place on the ship, and it's all, they're all like mid journey. It's so they're not on Earth, but they're also not on this other planet, and at the same time, they also never really show. They never show when they land on the other planet, which I thought they would. I figured they would have at least done that, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess they probably had everything already planned out with all the CGI stuff, and so yeah, I don't know. Unless there's a deleted scene in which, or some kind of alternate ending. So, and that's another thing too. The ending is good. It makes sense, but I believe they could have done a lot more with it, and yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give away too many details, but it's still a decent sci-fi story with a very romantic element to it. So yeah, overall, on a scale of 1 tamale to 10 tamales, I do give it 8 out of 10. That's right. I use a scale of tamales when rating movies, because they are delicious. They are. So yeah, again, 8 out of 10. And thanks for watching. That'll do it for this movie review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, keep it real, keep on rocking. Peace.